What's good, people? We're gonna be watching evidence that Young Dolph trial prove Yo Gotti is really in big trouble.
Actual shooters and killers of Young Dolph, they already went to trial. They was found guilty. Now the mastermind, Hernandez Govain, who's the connection between CMG and the killers, he's currently on trial. Now, during this trial, we see not only is the prosecution pointing to CMG and Yo Gotti's big brother, Big Jook, being the one who paid for the hit, but you also see the defense is pointing a finger at Big Jook, CMG, and they even named Yo Gotti by name. In the opening statement, the prosecution laid out that Young Dolph was murdered because of the ongoing feud with Yo Gotti. They will even give the history of Young Dolph and CMG's beef, which would also play out later on in this trial when it was brought back by the defense, and they was asking, hold on, bro. If y'all know that Yo Gotti and Big Jook is behind Young Dolph's death, then how come my client, who's the quote-unquote middleman, why is he at trial and Yo Gotti and Big Jook not at trial?
Thornton made his own way in the music industry. And he created a label called PRE, Paper Route Empire. Hopkins will tell us about it. He'll tell us that Adolph Thornton made his way in the music industry and created opportunities for other artists. But when you create opportunities for others, some people don't seem to like that. So Hopkins will tell us about another label, CMG, also known as Cocaine Music Group. He'll tell us about the history and the tension between these two labels. He'll tell us that CMG wanted Thornton as their own, but when he decided to pave his own way, when he decided to be self-made, he became CMG's enemy. Hopkins is going to set the stage for how this story truly began. And after Hopkins, you'll hear from Cornelia Smith. And this is when it all will click. Smith is a co-defendant. He'll tell you that he met Govan in 2021. They met through Smith's friend, Bobby Carter. And Smith has a couple of nicknames for Govan. He calls him Big Bro or Quet. Govan started out by selling drugs to Smith, pills more specifically. But that's not the only thing that Govan did. Govan chose Smith. And Govan chose him to do a job. Govan also chose Justin Johnson, another co-defendant, to do that same job. A job that ended in the life and death of Adolph Thornton Jr. He chose two desperate people. Smith, needing money, needing to support his family. Justin Johnson, an aspiring and up-and-coming rap artist that wanted to be on CMG's label, the very label that Govan had access to and was affiliated with. Smith will also talk about a meeting at Govan's house. The people present at that meeting were Smith, Govan, Justin Johnson, and Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook. Now, Jook is the number 2 person at the CMG label. Smith will tell you that Govan said that there was a bounty on Adolph Thornton's life. In fact, there were multiple bounties on PRE artists.
The interesting part about this is they kept saying CMG, 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 when Big Jook was the one they identified, because Big Jook was the president of CMG, Yo Gotti is the label owner, but Big Jook was the one that they identified being present at the meeting with Hernandez Govain, Big Jook, and Cornelia Smith. And according to Cornelia Smith, Big Jook is the one who told him, yo, we got a bag on any and all PRE members. We got 100K on Young Dolph. According to Cornelia Smith, Govain never really said too much during that meeting. but Govain was the one who would follow up, who would check up, right? Who would let them know, hey, man, yo, we got Dolph in town. Hey, your PRE coming in town. But if
I don't understand why anybody would kill anybody over 100K or 200K. Now I can understand you probably doing it for somebody who don't have a name, but you talking about somebody who's nationally known. Sometimes, I mean, he even internationally known, but he's not like some crazy international artist. But he's very nationally known in the black community and other communities too, though. But at the same time, it's just like if I wanted to come up 100,000, you gonna kill somebody who's famous. Cops, everybody, is gonna be on the lookout the same exact day. The same exact day. That's like killing the mayor in your own. That's like, yeah, damn near killing the mayor in your own city. You think the cops ain't gonna be looking for you? You think everybody ain't gonna be on the lookout for you? And then some people, sometimes they think just because they wear a mask and all this stuff, like, you ain't gonna get caught. Bro, you stole somebody's car, then you leave it somewhere, and then you didn't put gloves on until you got in the car, but you're already touching on the door handles and the steering wheel, and you over here trying to start the car, you touching on the wires, everything, the wires hanging out from front of the car, and it's just like, they do a sloppy job every time they do it. I'm not saying, oh, if you're gonna kill somebody, be smarter, but it's just like, bro, why even kill somebody who's famous anyway? I'm not saying go kill somebody who's regular, but the last person you should be trying to kill is somebody famous. Cops gonna be on the lookout for. It's gonna be everywhere in the state. Everywhere in the state, they're gonna try to get you.
What's the one behind this? Why wasn't he charged 2 years afterwards? Why did he have to die for y'all to go to court and say, yeah, he's the one responsible? And then why not just say Big Jook? Why say CMG? Why include Yo Gotti into this? Now, the prosecution, well, no, the defense, their opening statement to me was more telling. To me was more damaging for Yo Gotti and CMG, because the defense for the middleman, Hernandez Govain, I'm expecting for them to do an opening statement not including Yo Gotti at all, not including Big Jook at all. I expected the defense to essentially target the credibility of Cornelius Smith, because Hernandez Govain so far hasn't snitched yet. He hasn't cooperated yet. Now, according to Cornelius Smith, the snitch in this case, they apparently thought that Hernandez Govain was snitching from the get-go, which is why Cornelius Smith began to cooperate.
I need you to take your phones out and then walk you through how much everybody's worth. You already knew all that.
You want me to be honest with you? I can be honest with you. Because they were saying that Mr. Govain was like one straight or nothing like that, was like informing and stuff like that, and you know, they were saying that he was police, so
okay.
Yeah, well, all the phones gotta go outside, you know, when you talk around.
So let me back this up. You were told at the meeting that Mr. Govain could be police.
Nah, Bobby been told me that.
Bobby told you.
And then the streets talk, you know, people in the neighborhoods were saying that, you know, he had got him popped and he had got him sent to jail and he was setting them up and stuff like that.
So let's maybe go back to scratch. You just met this guy for a short period of time over the summer. Bobby's already told you he's a snitch, maybe works for the feds.
But you can't tell me nothing about no bad like that. If he ain't did no wrong to me, he ain't did no police stuff to me, he ain't police me, so I don't just take the streets say that about anybody, you know what I'm saying? They probably saying it about me right now.
Your friend Bobby Carter told you that. Your friend.
An associate. Okay. I don't have friends, I have associates.
All right. Your associate told you that this man that you just met is a federal snitch. You can't trust him, right?
Yeah, but people say that about anybody, man. You know what I'm saying? So, no, you ain't did no police stuff to me. Like, I ain't got no bad to say about you, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
You cool, you did. So, you know, streets talk like that all the time, associates or whatever. Because he probably seen how me and him would get, and he ain't like that, so he come with the, like, you know, he's police, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't listen to what people say.
All right, so let me just ask.
It's just like proving guilty until proven innocent, you know what I'm saying?
Which also plays a hand into the defense, which they thought Hernandez Govain was the police. They thought he was somebody who was cooperating. They was very suspicious of him from the very beginning. So, like, why would they give Hernandez Govain $100,000? Why would they play into his hand? Like, why would they make him the mastermind of everything? So the prosecution points at Big Jook and Yo Gotti and says they were the mastermind. They had the $100,000. Govain was just an easy target for the defense attorney, well, for the prosecution, and he was just an easy target for these lazy detectives, right? The detectives didn't want to do the work and the job to go after Yo Gotti and Big Jook. Now, the crazy thing about this, if Hernandez Govain ain't snitching or not cooperating, then him going after CMG or Yo Gotti in his opening statement, to me, is kind of like, that's shocking to me. Because as far as I'm concerned, Cornelius Smith is the only rat. But if your lawyer is pointing fingers at other people during the opening statement, is that considered snitching as well? I don't know.
So the state just told you to your face that Mr. Govan picked out two desperate people. Cornelius Smith, if you are to believe him, says in his statement, I just happened to be going by Quet's house, Govan's house, to buy some ecstasy pills with my girlfriend. Jook happened to be there. He doesn't say Quet said a word. Jook says there's a hate on everybody, and I got you, and Jook says, take the phones outside while I talk to you. I'm assuming you believe any of that's true. And the reason I ask you if you think any of that's true is the police never went to question Jook, aka Anthony Mims, or Yo Gotti, or any of the people with CMG. Never once even tried to do an interview. So this is as plain as day. Jook said do it. Quet didn't say anything. Quet lives in the poorest part of Memphis in Orange Mound, sells a few ecstasy pills to make a living, and hustles with some sports gambling. He's a nobody, and that's why I asked you about the peers. He's a throwaway that they can blame. Why did they not talk to Jook or anybody else with CMG? Ever. Now, Jook ended up getting killed in 2024, 2.5 years after the fact. Never arrested, never talked to, never interviewed, never pursued, never surveilled, nothing. The judge also told you, when you assess credibility, you need to look at how well you remember this thing. Cornelius Smith cannot even tell you when he was propositioned to go kill somebody. The shooting happened in November 17, 2021, and the best the police can say is that this meeting, where just randomly happened, as Cornelius himself has said, was sometime between August and September, 3 months prior to the shooting taking place. 3 months. He will tell you there's no plan. All he was told by Jook was there's a price on their heads. And that's kind of funny because when the cops, if they testify honestly, will tell you there have been multiple attempts on Mr. Dolph's life. Twice in Charlotte by other folks and once in Los Angeles. Everybody in Memphis knew there was a price on their heads because there was a war between PRE and CMG. They were shooting each other. Yo Gotti's car was shot up here. The song 100 Shots came up after one of these things. There's a rivalry going on and people have been shooting. The police went through this. They know this. They also pulled YouTube videos where people are openly threatening to kill Dolph. It's in their slideshow. You know what they call their investigation? Operation Cookie Monster. That's how tasteful this whole thing has gotten with these folks. I'm sorry, my arms are shaking because I'm so furious that we're here as far as the trial goes. So the other thing the government hasn't told you when we talk about first impressions is, for weeks prior to the November 17, 2021 shooting, nobody called Govan, talked to him, did anything, be it Justin Johnson or Cornelius Smith. What Cornelius will tell you, which the government didn't tell you, is that morning, it was Cornelius's daughter's birthday, but he gets a call from Justin Johnson and says, I got a car, let's go do something. They get in the car and they start driving around just looking for somebody to kill. They just happened to see young Dolph's car going by, and they opened fire, and they killed him. And the interesting thing is, even though nobody communicated with Govan for weeks prior to this, they didn't talk to him that morning. He didn't help him get the car. He didn't help him escape. He didn't tell him what to do. He didn't tell him where to go. He didn't do anything. It was a spontaneous issue between two young men that morning. They shot him. And you know why there's no plan? Because they just start calling random people after the shooting. They don't call Govan. They have to go someplace to get bandaged up as far as that goes. The people that help them, Never been charged as accessories to anything. They then get rid of whatever they need to get rid of. They left the car across the street from Govan's house on the middle of the street, in front of the street. And just because he's a nobody and doesn't have money, like Gotti or Joe, his brother, who was never even questioned or charged, he's the fall guy in all this stuff. He didn't do anything. Even if you believe Cornelius, all he says is, I just happened to show up there, and he said, hey, it's a little seat. Joe took over and started doing all the talking. Do you think that man could pay somebody $100,000 and you'd say, yeah, he's good for it. I don't need any validation. He's good for it.
You could tell this is a paid lawyer because he kind of cooking. I'll be real. I'm watching this like, you do have a point in terms of like reasonable doubt. You are creating reasonable doubt.
The killer said, yeah, we just happened to find his car and then we killed him. To leave the car in front of his house. They didn't communicate with him out there. It would have been smart because I remember seeing a video of that white. It was a white Mercedes. It was like some old 2009 or 2012 shit. Left in the front. They left it in the house and parked in the back. Right, really on the side of the house because you could really drive down the street and see it. It was some dumbass shit. They didn't. Goddamn, you could at least dispose of the car. I don't know how you would have did it, but shit, at least driving into the water in the lake. I don't know, some shit, some I don't know, but I ain't giving nobody no ideas on what to do with a murder. But same time, it's just like, bro, like they didn't communicate with him after they killed him, cause I don't know. Some people are that stupid to call the person and tell them like, hey man, you got the money. I just killed this person. I just knocked this person off. Some people are that stupid to do stuff like that, though. I'm not gonna lie. Some people are that dumb to do stuff like that. They didn't communicate with him a little bit after that. Even when they did communicate with him, they were trying to get drugs from him. They didn't communicate with him before. They said it was spontaneous. So it's not, I don't know. Like you said, it could be the fall guy. It just is what it is.
As straight drop and Cornelius ain't speak to Hernandez Govain for weeks. That after that meeting with Big Jook, it was kind of understood there was a bag on Young Dolph's head. The lawyer saying, wait, pause. Like, they didn't need that meeting to know there was a bag on like Young Dolph's head. Bro, Young Dolph has had multiple attempts on his life. The bag been on Young Dolph's head. And he would also say, yo, how is Hernandez Govain being charged with like being a reason why like Young Dolph is dead, or him telling him to go kill Young Dolph, when they ain't speak to Hernandez Govain for weeks prior to the murder, right? The morning of the murder, when they hopped in the vehicle to go look for Young Dolph because they knew a lot of PRE was in town for a turkey giveaway, they ain't like call Hernandez Govain to get permission. No, they went ahead and killed Young Dolph. And afterwards, they didn't call Hernandez Govain. No, they went ahead and parked the car in the middle of the street in front of Hernandez Govain's house, which is, yo, if I'm Govain, I'm kind of like, hold on, bro. Like, what y'all doing here, bro? Like, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, like, we ain't talk. Now, Cornelius, though, now this is where it can go both ways, right? Because there's two things here. It could be accessory after the fact, or you could also be charged with first-degree murder for engaging in the plot. Because Cornelius would testify that Hernandez Govain met up with him after the fact and let him know that, hey, he's about to go grab the $100,000. But Cornelius only got $800 total for murdering Young Dolph. Hernandez Govain never came with the bag for him.
Yes, ma'am. December the 8th, 2021. I was going to give me some pills, going one way, and he was coming up another way. And he looked through the mirror, on his windshield, and blew the horn. And I pulled over, he pulled over, and he got out the car. He was like, thank God. He was telling me that he been getting shot at and stuff. And he asked me, have I spoke to Mr. Justin Johnson, because they had ran in Justin Johnson's house the night before, whatever. He showed me some things on his phone, and he was asking me, did I have a number he could get in touch with me on? He told me I need to get rid of my phone. I need to get rid of that phone, is all he was saying. And he was like, he was gonna go to Privé that night and get my money, and he was gonna call me. He asked me for a number, and he was gonna call me.
Did he ever call?
Now the U.S. Marshal was on me the next day. I was in jail.
He didn't have a chance.
Nope.
Okay. So
I'm gonna tell you this. I don't think Hernandez Govain is going down alone, bro. How Hernandez Govain is setting up his arguments in court. Oh, he's just a little guy. He's just a poor guy. He's being framed. Yo Gotti and Big Jug, they got the bag. You think he can afford $100,000? Or you? It don't look like Hernandez Govain is going down alone, bro. It looks like Hernandez Govain. I'll be real with y'all. It looks like Hernandez Govain, man. If he gets found guilty here, man, shit. Gotti is over with, my boy. If Hernandez Govain gets found guilty, man, bro, he turning. He working. He working. Because ain't no statute of limitation to murder, homie. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe that Hernandez Govain will turn on Yo Gotti? Do y'all believe that Yo Gotti and CMG would ultimately, like reap their karma for doing this? Let me know in the comment section.
I don't think that Yo Gotti got to do anything to do with it, because they would have found out they would have found out messages. They would have had some type of messages between like Hernandez, between Govain. It would have been some type of messages to get Yo Gotti in this shit. Yo Gotti probably can be talking to him on the phone, but I don't think Yo Gotti got anything to do with this. You know what I'm saying? He probably it's all his brother Big Juke. Like, man, look, I'm gonna get him, bro. Y'all, you stay out of it. Don't talk about it on the phone or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. I got him. And then when they finally got him, Yo Gotti ain't talk about it. He ain't text about it. No nothing. So it's just like Yo Gotti didn't even go to the funeral, his brother's funeral. From what I remember off of social media, Yo Gotti didn't even go to his brother's funeral. It's so crazy out there, Memphis and stuff, bro. Like, you might as well stay out the way. Stay out the way for real. But if you like this video right here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. What's good, people? This is KM.Little right here. Thank you for watching this video. In this clip right here, I am showing you my different YouTube channels. They are in the link in the description. If you like this video, I'm pretty sure you will love my other channels. Also, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out.